Hey, the music's on.
It is.
What does that mean, Pat?
That means we're starting.
All right.
That means I'm going to open my beer.
No, we're late to the party.
No, you're early to the party.
Early to the
You guys
party.
are early.
Better still.
Let's just wait for the song to finish.
Yeah.
Let's listen to it. It's the best
should,
song
we,
ever.
should we hum it for Cam so he doesn't have a headset?
No, let's make Cam suffer.
Aw, but it's so enjoyable.
Just count to 8. Ready? We can do this.
Oh, and it's gone.
It's gone.
One of these days I'll make a fade out for that.
Yeah, we should do that so it doesn't cut out so hard.
It's a delicious MIDI. Sorry.
Welcome
It
welcome
was
to
an awesome little $5 keyboard that Kevin had that made it. So.
Welcome to the
Perfect.
Hammock Life. We have a couple people next to us here.
Hello.
We have
Hi.
Lauren and Cam from Bad Sons. How are you
Hello.
guys?
Hey,
Pretty good.
Hanging.
So, what do you guys do at Bad Sons?
we both wear a lot of hats. We are
Yeah.
very fancy hat wearers. I run the tap room and I
love
do a lot of
fancy
our.
hats.
I know.
your,
I'm
logo
a derby.
your logo looks great on hats, so I'm all for
Yeah.
this.
It's a nice
We're okay
logo.
with the hats. Yeah.
I'm a big fan of it. I think my title was originally bitch brewer. I kind of just run around and do the things that need to be done. Broom
You're
beer,
so much more than that,
cellar
Cameron.
work. Yeah, a lot of random stuff. But we're doing good. I've been there since before day one. Helping to put in the skeleton itself of like the building of what would eventually become the brewery. So yeah, I've been with the De Silva since they had SBC. So I've known them for about 7 years at this point.
So you're like the
Been
guy in Down Periscope that wore the Hawaiian shirt that just came in the submarine?
Yeah. Yeah.
Was
It's-
that Bruce Campbell? Because he was
No.
he was in Down Periscope.
No, it was not Bruce Campbell.
It is an underrated movie.
It is a fantastic movie.
Can we just watch that movie instead of doing
Well, it's been fun, guys.
Screw the YouTube channel. We got more
important.
important things to do.
Yeah, I run the tap room. I manage COVID life, I guess, for the most part right now. I've also taken over the marketing, so we're doing a lot of this. I'm doing a lot of social media, handling outward presence, the PR stuff. So, and wrangling in the masquerading mask wearers and non-mask wearers. Yeah. Beer police.
Yeah, that was
Beer
one of the
police.
questions I had for you guys. Is how is COVID treating you guys? Like how is
Well, to be honest, we laid the whole staff off. March 17th, Happy St. Patrick's Day. The whole staff was gone, so I had the tap room really under my wing and helped develop the beer to go stuff digitally, all that jazz. But getting back to it, we have. If anybody's been to Bad Sons, it has a huge square footage, inside and outside. Gratefully. So I didn't have to reinvent a wheel. We just had to.
Take out
snap
tables.
chalk. Yeah, snap chalk grid, figure out 6 feet and buy some more tables.
measure everything out? Yeah.
Yeah, and we're lucky with the
Yeah.
outside area as well.
Right. I mean, that's the one thing that's kind of awesome. But right now, everybody's like, why isn't your shuffleboard? Why can't we play shuffleboard? I'm like, because
we play cornhole?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
we have a little bit of that too.
Too much
Cornhole,
touchy,
the
touchy.
cards.
Is
Too
it
touchy.
bad that I wouldn't be upset if those things
Just
didn't
stop
necessarily
You
come
can't
back
just come to a
eventually?
brewery and drink beer and hang out with your
Yeah,
friends.
like a
You don't need
brewery's.
a game. You
Yeah,
don't need a
bring a
game. You
deck
love
of
each
cards if
other.
you really
There's no
want to.
reason.
That's
Yeah.
kind of my same mantra. Like,
mean, I
like
don't-
bring your stuff you want to play with. If you want to play something, I'm all about it.
I don't mind the cornhole and stuff. I just hate that everyone allows their kids to run up and down them like they're ramps. Like
Oh
they're-
yeah, I know.
Preach.
Well,
Preach.
It's like, that's a custom-made corner. Oh.
What aggravates me is when
Come on, I
people are
swear.
like adamant they're gonna play when there's just way too many people
Oh,
around,
yeah, no.
and they're not paying attention to
Yeah.
what's
I
going
mean,
on.
like we put in like slabs of concrete
Yep.
in the back of our outside area, and
Yep.
we're fortunate with the outside area that we can fit as many tables as we do. But we have a designated spot for cornhole now because that was such an issue,
Yes.
and it was also just killing the
It's
yard.
ripping the yard up.
You know?
You guys-
It's like,
you guys should've
cornhole's a lot more intense than I thought when
you
you're
guys
mad.
should have thought outside the box and put a bocce court in.
Yeah, we should have put
Oh,
concrete.
bocce's fun.
Seriously.
I like bocce.
Yeah,
Where,
Yeah.
I mean, where can you play bocce around here right now?
that's fair.
Bocce. Well, there's the new idea for the next one coming out of the gate. Look out. The bocce court's coming.
Yeah, so I mean, the brewery side of things, obviously, drafts out the window for X amount of months. It's just
Right.
starting to recover for us now.
Mm-hmm.
So as of March, it's just like okay, everything's in cans, which is fine. So
but everybody was home and booze hounding,
everyone
so
was
we were
booze hounding.
producing
we were
the
doing
crap
great.
out
yeah,
of beer.
I mean, it's moving.
Production was going
120 barrels ish of our flagship a week, just to keep up demand. And
Wow.
this was like the first week that I'm like, oh, we're caught up. Like we're finally have this under our belt. We brought in new tanks during that time period. So I mean, thankfully, with our distribution method and our our customers and consumers and all of our big fans, that they came to the tap room, but they increased our to go sales. We had a couple weekends with the releases that we didn't feel comfortable like trying to do that whole line 6 feet apart thing, so we arranged a drive-through, which
that was awesome.
That's a good idea.
I had so much fun figuring that out. If people still don't read, so like it doesn't matter how many chalkboards you put out that tell them not to go this
go
way.
Against the arrow, right?
And they're like, wait, I'm going to drive right up to it. Oh, right, and then I'm going to hang the left. But yeah, the drive-through was great. You walked up. You didn't even have to get out of the car. So you pre-ordered. We either ran in and grabbed it, or if they wanted it, we just had it right there. We took like a mixed pallet outside, and we would just grab, go, and send them on their way.
We also
awesome.
did a charity beer called Comped.
Oh, Comped, yes.
You did that with Armada, right?
We did that with Johnny
Yeah.
over at Armada. Yep, it was just
Johnny.
he zoomed in because that Skype apparently couldn't catch that train.
Choo,
yeah, he
choo.
Skype went too corporate.
Yeah, I guess
They,
so.
no, really,
yeah.
they really. I use it for everything at work.
Yeah,
but
really, yeah.
We
So
don't use Zoom at all.
Yeah, so Johnny zoomed in, and we made a batch of beer, and we 100% of proceeds went to the people that are out of work that need it right now. I mean, the service industry is a
That's
huge part of
awesome.
our economy, and we did that, and I was really happy. That sold pretty well. We sold out in about 3 weekends. Did about
Yep.
200 something cases, I want to say.
Yep, and there was no draft, obviously.
no
like we
draft.
did have growlers and stuff that we were filling, but like this was one of those ones
Yeah.
where we just canned it all
Yeah.
and pushed it all,
Yeah.
and it flew. So
Yeah.
that's good. And then cheers to anybody who did get that, because thank you, because that helped a lot of people.
Yeah, no,
in
that was
terms
great.
of what we were able
I was,
to do.
That was the day that I was like, oh, I'm so excited to go in, try to help out people, because it's a weird time to be alive.
Oh yeah, for sure. All around, no matter
Yeah.
what industry you're in right now, it's it's very very
yeah,
weird.
yeah, without a
So.
doubt. So that was cool. I mean, that's how it started, and then after that, I mean, our package sales just went skyrocketing, and we really worked around the clock to keep up with the demand. We got a few more 60-barrel tanks in.
Oh
to
yeah,
just
we
get the
have new
flagship-
babies.
Yeah.
There's new babies
are
in
always
the
fun.
nursery.
Those are, and honestly, like we're getting good now that we can like get a tank up like within like 3 minutes.
Oh nice, nice.
Whereas before, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. It's like we're doing it like literally just.
Bill, we
Got
need
it down to a
We
science.
need a forklift.
Yeah, no, we have the fork
We
on
need a
one
bigger
side,
boat.
a hook up top, and we're just before it was a little bit scary because they barely clear our ceilings over there, which is the building itself was built in 1904, but it's an old factory, so thank God that they built it right, because if not, those tanks were coming down when they're hooked up to that ceiling.
Oh, and we put the silo in.
Oh, and we got a silo. Yeah, we
nice,
got that.
nice.
Yeah, that was all up and running. Probably just as it started. Already blew through it once and a half. We're just about to make another order.
Wow.
Yeah, so that was it's cool getting new toys.
Well, it's nice to hear that a business is thriving throughout all this, because that's not the norm.
Yeah, and that's like, I feel guilty saying this, that I'm like, we like obviously not having the tap room open really hurt sales, because I think a lot of people don't realize like how much beer you have to make to offset the value of a tap room. I mean,
Oh,
it's, I mean, if we made twice the amount of beer right
Yep.
now, we would probably maybe reach what the tap room makes.
Yeah,
you
and
know,
especially you guys. You have a huge tap room. The
Yeah.
amount of people that you could fit on a regular basis.
yeah,
that
I mean, we can easily fit 250 people. in
Bill,
that
just think of
place.
how big La Playa could have been.
I-
if we had their space.
Yeah,
I mean, the thing that I think is a struggle for us in the taproom side, on that note, Bill, big time, is, obviously you have as many seats as you've got as many setups as you've got, and they are what they are. And whether there's 2 people at them or 8 people at them, that's what they are. So, you can have a full house and it still isn't every seat in the house, which isn't the same.
right, 'cause you have a small group taking up
Yeah.
an area
So-
that could fit more people.
totally
Yeah,
matters.
yeah, yeah.
But I think on the other side of it, events like private events, all of our weddings that we had to rebook and cancel, all the things
oh my
that
God, yeah,
we do in the
had just
barrel
opened
room.
that party room
Oh
about
my
a year
God.
ago now, right?
It's officially
we
back
officially
in,
had
in
it
the
open,
saddle.
which was the back room, which is our barrel room.
Yep.
And we it was starting to pick up, and we had a lot of parties. I know
Oh
you
my
guys
God,
were
wedding
building
after
one.
Yeah,
I
we
haven't seen it
we
yet.
dealt with the same thing here
Yeah.
too. We use the area directly below us under the mezzanine. We
Nice.
clear that out and use that as our party area.
Nice.
And yeah, our private parties
Yeah.
and stuff were picking up like crazy.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then everything got shut
Oh,
down.
it
Yeah.
was
I
it
mean,
was like the
it's-
biggest like quiet loss that I don't think like we obviously didn't have the money yet, but like when I'm doing
it
our
was gonna be a pretty
comparisons,
great thing. Yeah.
and figures out for year over year,
I mean, it's an
like
extra 300 people in the building a week. So
Yeah.
so that
Yeah.
and for every bride that couldn't have their wedding, there,
yeah, thank God I got married last year.
take
got
a
married
take
last
a
year,
second,
didn't you?
think about it a second time.
Year and a half ago.
2 years ago,
Yeah,
okay.
2 years
Wow.
ago now. Yeah, 2
Well,
years now. Yeah.
a lot
Holy
of
shit.
people.
Time flies.
I'm-
Holy shit.
I'm seeing a growing trend of this. A lot of people are like, "Yeah, our reception just got bumped back a year.
Yeah.
We're still going to get fucking married in November. We
Yeah,
don't care."
That's
I've-
great.
I've seen people-
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
honestly, that's
which-
all that matters.
and granted, I had never been married. I am not in a position to get married anytime soon. But I
Hey,
appreciate.
wait, everyone watching. Have you met Pat?
Hey.
But I appreciate the concept of a wedding where it's like the
Finger
close
guns.
friends and family, and that's it. And then just have a big fucking party
Yeah, I
later.
know.
'Cause that's
Yeah.
way more fun for
Throw the
everybody.
razor.
Don't
Yeah.
let this slow you down. It is what it is.
I just felt for, especially because people would call and say, well, do you know if we can? And I'm like, there is no super secret tunnel of information that the breweries
It'd be
get
great. You would all know it.
before you do.
I don't think the people in charge know
So,
what's going on, which is half
yeah,
the struggle. I'm sure
so-
you guys have had that when it was like, technically breweries were never listed as having to open.
Right.
Yeah.
They,
right.
No one-
they called us the day that we were opening, and they were not happy that we were
Oh,
opening.
the state
re-
liquor
yeah.
commission chatter
Yeah,
was
And we're like,
real.
Yeah, well,
thought
I'm
we
sure.
were
I'm sure.
locked in, we have food,
I heard
you know.
another business in your area had something to do with that.
You
but
may or
I
may
don't
not
know
be
what you're
accurately
talking
we are,
about.
we,
correct.
are, we are not going to talk about
You wanna
that.
give me- Well, I didn't have to be a
Nobody
cover to
talks
get in
about
here,
Fight
though.
Club. Come on.
Yeah, I feel bad for
Ugh.
people like you that had to deal with road
Yeah.
bumps like that.
Yeah,
because
we had like people showing up and be like, "You can't be open." I'm like,
It was
We
2
can,
o'clock on
yeah.
May 20th. We
Yeah.
were opening at 4.
"Yeah," and the liquor commission called, and we're
Jesus.
like, "We know we're not the only ones today."
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we were
I-
open.
I'm like
Well,
texting
we were
every-
soft
I'm
open.
texting
We
everyone
did a
I
soft
know.
open, yeah, but we
I
were
mean,
open
that's
full the next
Yeah,
day.
I mean, we had we had like a good 10 to 15 feet between the tables at that point.
Yeah, we didn't
Now-
have as many as we did
Yeah,
now.
we were
Sa-
like,
same
we
thing
can
with us.
actually-
When
yeah.
we first
Yeah,
opened, we
you
had
wanna be
much
safe,
more
yeah.
space
Yeah,
than
yeah.
we have now.
And
I
now
mean,
you're-
we're down to the 6 feet now.
Yeah, and
but
that's where we're at, and we're like,
Yeah.
okay.
But you
everyone-
learn
no
how to
major
maneuver
complaints.
it, you
Right.
know?
Yeah,
Like
it's
you
the
learn
flow.
what
You gotta
seating
see how
positions
everything
work, which
flows
ones
out.
don't, which ones are popular, where the more, larger group seating should be. Especially now, like I'm still getting groups that show up, don't call me. They're like, we have 15 people. I'm like, well, that's cool.
You
Like,
gotta
I don't
be-
really-
you
We're
gotta
gonna have 5 over there,
Yeah.
and 3 over
I was
there,
like-
and 6 over there.
That's literally how I feel.
we're,
I was
we're
like,
splitting you
"Ugh."
up because we have to.
I have
know,
no
it's-
choice.
You
Yeah,
feel
no,
bad about
we
it.
deal with the
Yeah.
same thing, though. I mean, for the most part, though, people are understanding. We explain them, here's what we have.
Right.
This table's open, that table's open. You could reserve ahead. Like, we have the online reserve tool now.
And that's
So
brilliant.
It's working out so well. It's so simple to use.
So what do you use for your reservations?
We're using Table Agent.
Okay.
It's free, and it's really, really user-friendly.
Okay.
Agent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Table agent.
Table
I was
Agent.
for a second.
Yes, agent.
Take note. Pull out your phone. Take a note. It's cool. We don't care.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
No,
I'm.
Oh, actually, you can just
ask
watch this
because-
episode when you forget.
Yeah. No, the blonde brain in me is gonna need this later. I'm literally outside, and it's funny because people say like, oh well, if we start inside, can we move outside? And right now, I explain it. I have my Disney World speech. When you arrive, we're gonna walk you through like Disney World, how to ride the ride.
Yep.
And there's my inside seating and there's my outside seating. They do not commingle. You cannot get your beer here and walk here. You can't get your beer here and go there.
Right.
It just is what it is. So do you want to be inside or outside? And then we start our choose your own adventure book. Like that's kind of where it is.
Yeah. I mean, we deal with a lot of the
that's a tough
same
one.
stuff, but our customers seem to really like. At least our staff is doing a good job of explaining it, and the customers are
So
accepting of
freaking
it.
That's
key.
great.
They're not.
Yeah.
They're not
So
real-
key.
Yeah.
But it's amazing how many people just don't give a fuck.
Dude,
Anyways.
just-
it's-
I'm
And
wondering
they
for
just start-
everybody.
They just start wandering around,
like,
doing
just-
whatever they want to
Just
do.
do it, and we'll get this over with.
I
Like,
know.
just get in the line.
We
It
can't.
sucks,
We
I
can't
know.
all be New Zealand.
Oh my God! Right?
We-
Magic there.
We had a guy last week that I almost had to asked to leave. 'Cause
Escort?
Ooh, tell me, Bill.
he kept purposely not wearing his mask when he got up from his table, and he was playing very dumb about it. Every time I asked him, he's like, "Oh, nobody told me. I didn't know." I was like, "Well, I was the one that told you just a little while ago, so I know you were told."
I was totally here.
Yeah.
Are you in? Did you wake up from a coma? Like, what just happened?
I know it's not like this is new in Connecticut at this point.
Do I need to wear a mask?
Right.
Yeah.
Where are you going? You don't, bro.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Exactly.
I've got questions for you.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think
Exactly.
if the one thing people like can understand
I did
right
kick
now,
one
like
person
if
out.
you want to go out and like buy beer at the pack store, that's great. Breweries would like it a lot more if you came in still, because we miss people. You know, we're such a communal
Right.
atmosphere.
Right.
I've
Yeah.
always,
We want to
like,
see the.
we
We
I-
want to
yeah.
see that you're
I've
alive.
watched Bill since we've reopened, and I understand where you're coming from.
We are a beer church.
Yeah.
This is just a
Bill-
church
Bill's
for our
like-
people.
It's just like you know how like the dog in Up would be like squirrel. You know, Bill's like person I haven't seen. Person I haven't seen.
Bill,
I haven't seen.
same.
Oh,
Which,
same
which
way,
is
like-
amazing because I hate people.
It's
I love
I knew that.
It's because we haven't seen
I think I've
our
had a,
people
you had a
enough.
drunk rant with me once because we were talking about people, and you're like, I hate them all.
Well, it's just the complete 180 of when Bill first started hanging out here before he got hired, where he literally came here because he could sit in the corner and not talk to anyone.
Yeah. When
Growing up,
I
Bill.
first started hanging
Look
out
at
here,
you.
it was when the brewery first started opening up on Wednesdays. So no one knew we were open on
Oh,
Wednesdays.
nice.
And I worked not far from here, and I would just come home on my way home from work on a Wednesday. No one would be here. I would decompress from work, have some beers. It was perfect. Then people started showing up. So I was like, all right, now you got to start paying me.
Now it's a thing, guys.
I mean,
Now
it's
a
working.
thing.
It's working out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely working out. I'm having a blast. I fucking love my
Look at
job.
you
I'm
growing
jealous.
up all slick.
I wish I could afford to quit my non-brewing job and work for a brewery.
I got a
know,
secret for you, Pat. I was not able to afford it.
Yeah, I know. It's
Yeah, but you have a wife.
Everybody thinks it's
If
glamorous,
you drink enough
Pat.
beer, it offsets that, though.
I
Like,
said, well,
you
I
just
mean,
gotta
I
think
Really?
that way.
I have a pretty good side racket of selling frisbees on the internet.
Oh, yeah?
I do not have a big enough side racket to afford to quit my actual job that pays my mortgage.
Yeah.
So
That's fair.
We talk about this often, and that
Yeah.
you know anybody who's like, "Oh, working at a brewery, that's got to be awesome," and I'm like,
Yeah,
all right.
We all
It
love
depends.
We
It
all-
depends
have
on
to
what
have
you
the
consider
passion, yeah.
awesome.
Well,
Yeah.
right. I was like, it's
this
not
is
a
an
glamour
industry that
job.
if you do not have the passion to do it, then
Right,
don't do
You're
it.
never
Don't
gonna
do
do
it. Like, don't
Yeah.
do it.
Right,
You can
right,
enjoy
right.
drinking beer on the outside,
Right,
and
right.
you're gonna enjoy it even more than
Yeah.
if you're like don't have that passion. Be like, I want to make a good beer. I want to understand the beer I'm drinking.
Yep.
if you
I
don't love
wanna
the
just
science, it's not
pursue
going to
this.
help pay you back in
Yeah.
terms of what you
Yeah, I mean,
give
if-
it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah, you
Yeah,
really,
and-
you really do have to have a real, true, deep-rooted passion
Of-
for everything that
yeah.
goes into
Yeah,
it,
and it's
which
like-
is mostly
Oh,
cleaning.
what's this?
Mostly
Which is
cleaning.
sanitizing
Yeah, oh my God,
everything.
yeah,
you
oh
are
my God.
definitely not gonna read Tim Ferriss's The 4-Hour Work Week and think that applies to the brewing
Oh,
industry.
Yeah, I know.
It is
and
not
you are
possible.
accurate.
Oh.
Accurate.
Yeah, the week
I
you
got
worked, the
a
week
tank
you,
clean.
the week you only worked 4 hours was the week you were on vacation and still came in and did
That
something.
was
That's
after
the
my
Monday
wedding.
before you left. Yeah.
The night I got back from my wedding, I went into work for 3 hours, and I was like, okay.
Not like the same night you were like walking
No,
down the
no,
aisle, right?
I did take. Actually, that's the only week I've taken off ever. Was for my wedding. Came back and I was back on the Sunday. Took off Monday through Friday.
But Kim, you did the cutest thing for your wedding. You had a his and hers beer.
Oh, I did. I
It
did
was
make
the
that announcement.
coolest.
Yeah, yeah.
It was the
Yeah.
coolest
Actually,
thing.
I should tap that. I have a.
Did you design it so
Yeah,
that when you
yeah.
blended them, it was another cool
No,
beer?
I
Ooh,
did it.
that would've been
because- It would have been a
badass.
great
Straight up
idea.
black and
Where were
tan.
you a year and a half ago? Yeah, I did a
Anniversary
a honey
batch.
IPA because my wife really likes honey malt. So did that with some local honey in it, and then I'm also really partial to that one. A lot of Citro, splash of Simcoe. That was the easy drinking one. And then for hers, I did a what was that? I did a
It was a
imperial
stout.
stout with local coffee beans, just nice and
Nice.
easy.
Yep.
Just
you
did
made the
that,
cans and the
10.5%.
labels, and it was really
You could have done that as a
cute.
black and tan. It would have worked.
I
That's what I-
probably
that's-
could have. I actually have some left. Maybe I'll do that. But I do have a log sitting at the brewery that I put on nitro, so I should probably tap that. It's probably pretty good.
Can we have a
I
super
was
secret
letting it
special
age
limited
'cause it was
edition
10.5%.
happy
I'm like, you know
anniversary to
what?
Cameron Batch?
I want to see how this goes. Yeah, we can do that.
Or just have it tap somewhere
Yeah.
and you can order off the secret
Yeah.
menu.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
yes,
that's
it's
fair.
our Starbucks menu.
Yeah.
We've
I
done
love
that
it.
before.
Yeah.
I used to
I
do
love
a few
all of it.
home brews.
Yeah.
Uh-oh, Jeff's up here. That means something's going wrong downstairs. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Jeff.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, we did similar at our wedding. I had a couple different beers that I brewed, and
Oh,
I was
that's awesome.
it was tough to find a venue that was willing to let us do that.
Yeah.
Because my wife wanted somewhat of a more traditional venue, but we had to try to find one that was willing to bend a little bit, be like, yes, you can have your own beer here.
Where'd you get married?
We ended up doing it at Guilford Yacht Club, which was,
nice.
they were awesome.
Cute.
They
That's
were
awesome.
so
Yeah, I got
fucking
married at a
awesome.
yacht club in the Cape.
Nice.
Yacht Club.
Awesome.
Nice, yeah. That's like
So
they're like, oh yeah,
fancy.
you can like pour your beer. I'm like, I made them custom, and she's a graphic designer, so she did custom labels. So we did that
Nice.
as the wedding favors at the end, little
Nice.
2-packs.
Yeah,
for
we
everyone.
did pint glasses
Oh, that's
with it's
awesome.
me and my wife as like Star Wars characters.
Oh, yeah.
I have one.
love
I
it.
want to see a picture. of one
Yeah,
of
I'll
those
show you
yeah,
when we get
at
down
the end
there.
of this. That's awesome.
Yeah, the beer thing was the only thing I cared about. My wife
Yeah.
was everything else. Whatever you want, I don't care. I just need to make sure
Yeah,
the
I
no,
beer
feel, I
is
feel
there.
like
That's
when
awesome.
people get married, the guy has somewhere between 1 and 3 requests that must happen, and everything else, honey, just take care
And
of
they
it.
play video games until a half an hour before dress.
I don't know what you're talking about.
that is totally true.
Yep. Accurate
I
assessment.
almost missed my wedding for Anchorman. It was on. I was like,
Stay classy,
wait,
I
Cam.
saw her this morning. I
You
haven't
got-
seen Anchorman in like a year.
You got Shawshanked by Anchorman?
Yeah, you bet. Right? What took him out? Oh, poor Carrie.
Yeah.
Hi,
Oh,
Carrie. We
man.
love you.
Yeah, no, it was
Things
good.
you should not admit on something that's
Yeah, I was like,
permanently
we
going to be on the
still-
internet.
We still totally love you, Carrie.
So
Yeah.
back to your brewery.
Yeah.
I have had a chance to get out there a couple times during the shutdown, and it seems like you guys have things down to a T. Like at least from what I
I mean,
wh-
Lauren
what,
Thank
did
what
a
you.
lot
I,
of work.
Thank
yeah,
you.
what
that was
I
all
was
Lauren.
able to see.
Thank you.
You got it nailed down. Everything's running smoothly, from what I could tell. But from your perspective, what's the biggest challenge that you've had during all this, whether it's on a daily basis or in general, just starting back up?
I mean, I think originally the thing for me that's the hardest part is trying to accommodate switcheroos. Like for everybody's like that, can we go outside if we're inside? And I'm like, I don't have a point of sale system like a restaurant where I can just like click a button, take your name, and like make that magical thing happen
Right,
where I can
move
queue
you
you.
over there,
You know what I
right.
mean? Like I don't have a queue system, so you know I get a lot of eye rolls for things like that. But you know, it is what it is, and people, if you want to drink your beer, you're gonna drink your beer. You're gonna do it anyway. So, people for the most part are happy about it.
Also, like the weather this summer is like its
Holy
own level
hell.
of like.
we are
Let's see
running
what
a
we can do to really
thermostat
make your guys
from.
angry.
If it's not raining,
I'm running a really big disc golf tournament next weekend, and you just fucked me.
No, no,
No, you didn't say it. They did.
Yeah, I know.
That doesn't fuck
Yeah,
you.
no, I don't-
You
I-
have to
I'm-
say it.
No. nervous
I
now.
heard
It's gotta be
whatever that
Yearable.
is gonna be. It's gonna be 72 and just
It's
slight
gonna be
breeze.
SoCal
It
weather,
better
baby.
be.
This
Yeah.
summer,
It's
just
gonna be
like
sexy.
let's break the thermostat and throw a thunderstorm at you. But that never really hits. But everyone thinks it's gonna hit, so
Yep.
it looks
Yeah.
like it's gonna be a
Yep.
thunderstorm. So then,
Nope.
less
So I've
people
become
come
a
out.
meteorologist in my
Yeah.
time here in COVID, where I'm not only a sundial, where I can tell people where the shade is on the lawn, but I can also, you know, have to look at my calendar and go, okay, well, it could rain, it could not rain. It's Connecticut rain, so if I close the outside, it's like chopping an arm off right now. That's
Yeah.
half the day's potential seating
Yeah,
positions.
absolutely.
Done.
We doubled our capacity opening up the patio.
Right.
Like,
Yeah, that's awesome.
Literally doubled.
Yeah.
Right. So, you know, and
Perfect.
then that's a challenge. So if it's not raining, it's now 412 degrees, you know, which is what it's been for the last, 3 weeks, which I can't remember the last time we
Yeah.
had a summer
It's
that
been
was
rough.
this hot. This
been-
Yeah,
hot.
this is.
I think they said the month of June was on average 12 degrees warmer than
June
last
was
year.
July.
Yeah.
It was
Holy
like,
crap, right?
It
That's
was
insane.
That's
I'm
why,
also the
that's why
pianist.
everyone lost their shit at Eversource because it was 12 degrees warmer. Everyone was home, and they were
Yeah.
just running AC constantly.
Yeah.
Yep.
No, it was insane.
It's also the best
and
tan
then
I've
we
ever
just
had. Just
got
so
hit
you
by
know.
this bla-
As
How
an
long-
Irish
how
girl,
long
this
did you
doesn't
guys,
happen ever. So
Except you have that weird line on your face right here.
yeah, it's totally right.
I know, I make
That's
fun of
it.
it every
That's
time.
it. It's magic.
Yeah, no. Just hey, Lauren.
Hey Cam.
you got sun
That's
poisoning.
funny. I
That's-
think-
Oh, I
that's a-
totally got sun
she
poisoning
got
this
sun
summer.
poisoning.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
ratchet. It's ratchet. But I have found, I think, and I know I can't say this for everywhere, and I can't say that it works for everything or every brewery or every location, but having somebody as your point person outside to see every person and
Yep.
explain the Choose Your Own Adventure book so that they feel comfortable connected to not just you, because now they have an advocate, they have a person, like the bartenders are going to bartend. But they have a person that they know is the cheese, so to speak, that they can go to if they have a question, if they're not sure about it. I have people ask me, like, can I go to the bathroom? I was like, I am not your 4th grade teacher. Have a good time.
Yes, go for it.
Please.
That's
rock
funny,
on.
That's really funny that you mentioned that, though, because the first time I stopped down during COVID when I was at your place, when I came back, that was the first thing I mentioned to Kevin was
Awesome.
I was like, Lauren's got her kiosk that she has set up. She's keeping an eye on everything. She's the point person. Like that's like we should be doing that. That was my big takeaway. So that the fact
Thank you.
that
you did a really good job.
Yeah,
when you
it's
opened.
absolutely,
And
absolutely.
continues.
Because the space is so large and the world is so weird and the volatility of the human mind, like when everybody asks me like, how's it going? I'm like, yo, my biggest issue right now is free will. Human free will is the hardest thing that I have zero control over and cannot contain. So as much as I have all my other shit together, the thing that throws the wrench in the game is somebody who just wants to mess with the wheel that's turning and doing a fine job getting everybody everywhere. So.
I can't reach.
Re-upping.
Oh, tag. So
Thank
yeah,
you.
that's been my.
It looked like it was getting light.
Oh,
How's yours over
was,
there?
It was.
Is it getting light?
I'm a talker, so I
Alright.
So,
really
yeah,
slug
Lauren
the
drinks
shit
at
out
Pat
of this.
speed.
Oh, hey, hi Pat.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I drink at about 3rd pace of Kevin.
Two things. Speaking of Kevin and speaking of beers, we forgot to do 2 things. We forgot to talk about what beers we're drinking.
Fair enough.
And
Oh.
tell Kevin to put his phone on silent.
No.
We just put
Um,
Kevin on silent. Is what we did.
We forgot to mention Kevin's missing. We booked this day on a day that a super busy food truck is here. We didn't think about that, so Kevin's busy working downstairs.
Straight hustler.
That's why he's not here.
I just thought everyone mistook Cam for Kevin.
I mean, I need like 3 more feet.
He's just as tall.
I was like,
if I could be that Viking man.
we should have just had Jake come up with Kevin's sunglasses on and pretend to be Kevin the whole time.
That would have been hilarious.
throw
It
the
would've been
gator
great.
on, so you really kind of only half know.
We,
Yeah.
we just pulled
I like
Jeff
it.
in. Jeff's here.
So what am I drinking? Because you just popped this guy for me.
So
State
you're
of
you're
Grace.
drinking State of Grace, which is our like Japanese-inspired style rice
Rice.
lager.
Nice.
You have a tag
Um,
up for me for that one, I
and
hope.
Yeah, Lauren, you have our
Oh,
Cannonball
Yeah,
Pilsner.
That's
I'm really
a-
digging this.
That's a nice
I'm
one.
really digging
That
this.
is so smooth.
Very,
Would you guys
very
just-
solid.
Later, I'll talk to you after.
Shop chat.
we can geek out on the recording.
Yeah,
no one will know
yeah.
what the hell we're talking about, but whatever.
yeah, actually, yeah, let's go.
But that's why we do this sort of thing, Bill. We totally have to put it in.
Oh my god.
I have the Veruca's Demise Goza
Yes,
with
that-
cranberries.
yes.
I'm actually really surprised how much I like it having cranberries in it because most beers I've tried with cranberry has a very, very odd flavor to me, and I'm not getting that flavor in this one. It's really, really
Oh,
well
thank
done.
you. Yeah,
I'm enjoying it as
Yeah.
well.
Thank you. Yeah, our gozas have actually.
Crushing it
We
right
can't
now.
really
Yeah.
make enough, and we don't really have the right type of brew house and system to do a lot of them.
That's the
because,
struggle we have.
Like
too.
Yeah.
we have the we.
gotta be
I'll
so
try to do them in
careful
the
with
15
sours.
barrels, or like because I usually let that guy sit. We have a 3 vessel, so I'll go mash in, boil for 15, throw it in the whirl, blow that out of CO2, all the oxygen beforehand. Then let it sit there usually 36 to 48 hours.
Yep.
That's
yep.
about right.
That's
On
yeah,
yogurt and then
yeah,
come
it's
back
same
in.
thing we do pretty much.
On
yeah.
then,
yogurt. That's the magic.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yo,
I had-
yeah,
So
they-
I did do a little bit of yogurt study to try to figure this out, and then trying to figure out which one does work the best. With
It
little
does bring up
experiments.
a good
which
valid
one do you end up
question.
using?
So with that guy, we'll use 100% fat. For that guy, if I was doing that with
Fire.
yeah, fire,
Phage.
fire.
For all you
Fire,
non-reader.
We've had
Fancy
really,
folk.
really good luck with Ziggy's.
Ziggy. So Ziggy's is good, and we can use Ziggy. We'll use that guy on more of the blueberry one.
Mm-hmm.
It just gets a little bit more of a tart flavor, which I don't need with the cranberry. I try to balance it.
That's
with a
fair.
little
That
bit
makes
more-
sense.
A little
Yeah.
softer without the cranberry.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, our 2 best-selling sours are the Veruca's Demise
And violets.
and Violet's Demise, which are
Mhm.
Willy Wonka characters.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're doing a little sour Willy Wonka theme.
Which
for all
I'm
of our
putting my
gozas.
hat in this ring for Stoutober when we do this in October because all I freaking want, Cam, everything in my whole soul wants a dark chocolate baker's chocolate stout called Gloop. Please give me this.
I will try that. I mean, I
Please
can,
and
I can
thank
try
you.
that. We gotta get some
One
like German
thing.
chocolate though.
That's what I want, like deep dark.
I mean,
You
Dan can probably
you
taste the
realize
chocolate
that
in
you make that beer and you're gonna have to put up with Tom M, right?
I
Yeah.
will.
He'll show up.
I put up a time on a random day, so I'll take them all of stout season.
Yeah. Well, you get to add yourselves to the list
Speaking of Tom,
of people that were guests before
Hi,
Tom M on the
look
podcast.
who else is on before Tom.
Cha-cha, sucker.
Before the goes, I also had the Great Day IPA, which was
Yeah,
also
that's our
excellent.
summer IPA. So that guy sells a lot in the
It,
summer.
it was really nice, really
That
fucking
you
smooth.
guys-
That was
yeah. So you guys got like one of the last 100 barrels that we're making this year. We try to have it done by the end of August. So we just cranked it out this week. It's a Zaka Citra, 6%. It's light, easy drinking. It's flaked wheat and 2-row essentially. Super palatable, good beach drinking.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
I need to back up a question for you. I've been meaning to ask you this because somebody asked
Sure.
me this. Because Cam and I sat down because I'm a nerd for trying to teach my staff beer knowledge without it being weird.
you could have stopped at the word nerd.
I can always stop at the word nerd for anything, like legit. I'm totally fine with that. I'm totally a nerd about it. But I do love the science of brewing. The science of brewing is hyper fascinating to me. So I don't brew, but I love the shit out of the understanding of the science of it. That said, I'm also a nerd for beer knowledge in terms of teaching my staff the right stuff about beer.
And
So
that's why you're a perfect person for the position that you're in.
Yeah, because you need
because
to
you
bridge.
have that passion
You
to
need-
learn more.
yeah.
So
Oh, yeah.
anyway, I didn't mean to cut you off. Keep going.
Love you too. Thanks, Bill. So with Cam and I sat down and I made a spreadsheet grid of like every single titled IPA or beer
Yeah,
and
I
IPAs,
remember
everything
that.
that I have that's ever been or is in current production, I guess, for us at Bad Sons. And I've got my green bill, I've got my hop profile, I've got everything. But there's only one beer we have that has lactose, and that's Double Dubious.
Yeah, this guy
Correct?
really has it barely
It's a
has
touch.
It
So
barely has any lactose.
This
It's
brings up
20
my
it's
question,
one
which is
bag
taking
in
a while to get here. I'm
60
really good
barrel
at
batch.
this.
Hit me.
The sours.
Yes.
You just told me have yogurt.
So technically they have yogurt, but it
Is
would-
this going to affect somebody with a
So
dairy allergy?
so
Question mark?
it
Because
should be
somebody
such-
asked me
it
and I didn't
should-
know.
So it should be such a fractional
It's
amount.
such a s-
And it's been
Yeah.
boiled
And it's
out,
boiled off
and I also
after the
and
Like,
it's-
I feel
and
you,
it's
so I want to think
biofine.
it's okay.
This
but-
guy actually, we biofine very few things, so that should also.
Yeah, I mean,
drip
how
down his
well,
sediment
you're brewing
going
what, 60-barrel batches?
Yeah.
These
And-
guys we do about.
and how much-
30,
They're like
35,
30 to 40.
'cause
How
it's
much
just under
yogurt
40.
did you put into the batch?
It's
a gallon.
Weight wise, it'd be probably equivalent of a gallon.
Yeah. Like it's minuscule in terms of percentage.
It's
Okay,
just- it's
that
you
makes
gotta
me
get
feel
that
so much
going, yeah.
better.
And
I have kids with 727
Yeah, no,
food allergies, so
I mean,
I feel like I need to care
I'm
about that.
actually lactose intolerant, and it doesn't do anything. You're more likely to be affected by the acid in the beer than anything else. Your
Yeah.
stomach
Oh, for
really
sure.
can't.
Goes
shouldn't
as
be
all
drinking
day.
like
Yeah.
a case of sours a day. If you can you email me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I need
We're
to
gonna
be-
test your
You should
stomach
hit me-
lining to
you
see
should
what
hit
it's
me
made
up
of.
on
we need to
social
harness
media.
that-
Let's make
that
this a
stomach
thing.
as a weapon.
Yeah.
Because the human.
We
you
need
know,
to test that gut.
Yeah, jeez.
That
but
flora.
yeah, I would say I'd argue this guy's actually fairly low. This is about 3.05 on our pH usually. This guy comes out to. So we go fairly low on him. We've had a couple that will hit like 2.9.
Oh wow.
Yeah, but there's
that's-
enough. There's enough.
Yeah, that's
There's
low.
enough flavor with it though that
Yeah,
it
it's-
balances out that
yeah,
super
we
low
we
pH.
actually use that guy will use some English wheat with too instead of like more pure American wheat. Just kind of
And
get a
also,
little-
if
little
you're a
bit more
beer
of
cocktail
grain.
person, I don't know if you are or you aren't.
They are.
But
I like beer.
do you like tequila?
Cocktail is just a fancy word for nutsack, by the way.
Ballsack? Sorry, I said it. I'm sorry. Bless
Mom
me.
bucket.
That one wins.
So, speak.
He's gonna break.
Yeah.
He's gonna break.
Anyway,
Guys, you're
beer
killing me-
cocktail. What are we
killing me,
talking?
Smalls.
What are we talking
Um,
about here?
So I found out, because again, nerd, that the alpha beta combination of tequila with a sour, like if you throw some tequila in with your sour, you will find a very magic combination where you could drink a large quantity of tequila and not quite realize it because it blends so nicely. So if you haven't done it, you should do it.
Is this
Highly
why you
recommend.
called out a day last week?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
I
Um,
don't.
I-
I don't 100% believe you, but I'm not gonna try it.
No,
to
you
find
should.
Out.
I did it with Espolone and Violets, and it's brills. So
See, I don't like tequila because I accidentally find long-term relationships that I don't want to be in.
It makes
because
your
of
panties fall off. Sorry. So sorry.
I just wake up in a relationship.
And
it's
it was
weird.
real.
It's so weird.
Is
We got
that-
married
is-
at a yacht club. It was
Is
crazy.
that how Jess got you?
No,
she got you
no,
drunk
no.
on tequila?
No, I said relationships I don't want.
Okay. That's fair.
Not the good ones.
Woo! Well, that's a long one right there, boys. We're going to have to cut it off for a second. I see you guys miss me, or actually, it'd be probably worse if I was on that episode because it would have been longer.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
I gotta
Interrupting cow.
I have to catch my breath.
But yeah, there's a lot of good stuff going on, so we figured we'd split that up, right? I mean,
Yep, 2 segments.
we wanted to make sure everybody was, had some time for a beer. So we'll see another the rest of that episode next week, right?
Sounds good.
I'm looking forward to the rest of it myself, and I'm sure you guys already know what happened.
We did.
I was there.
Me too. I missed you.
I wasn't.
All right. Until
Perfect.
next week, keep living that hammock life.
Cheers,
Cheers.
everybody.